Theft at Asda in Portsmouth. On March 14, 2015 around 3 p.m. Sean Harper, 28 years old, unemployed guy from Portsmouth in Hampshire, UK. He already had 12 convictions for theft. His life was all about poverty and small-time crime. His one big dream was fast money with zero effort. Lisa Miller, 25 years old, Sean's girlfriend, with 5 fraud convictions. Together they worked as a little theft duo. Their big mistake was trying to fake a receipt to return stolen stuff. Their weakness was straight-up greed. They never noticed the cameras. And they trusted a return system that did not ask for ID. At first everything goes perfectly. They walk into Asda. Their basket is full of Sony headphones and chargers worth about £450. Harper distracts the staff. Miller slips the items into her bag. They walk out without paying. Cameras catch everything: their faces, their clothes, the red jacket, the black hoodie. Later that night they decide to bring the stolen stuff back. They print a fake receipt at home and change the date. On the morning of March 16, Harper shows up at the return counter. He says bought it yesterday, it is broken. The cashier checks it, gives him £200 in cash and £250 on a card. But the receipt looks off. First warning sign. And then the disaster drops fast. The cashier pulls up the camera footage. On the screen he sees Harper from yesterday. Distracting, stealing. His face is crystal clear. Harper's heart starts pounding, cold sweat down his back. In seconds the cashier calls security. The doors lock. Harper freezes. Everything collapses on him. He gives up immediately. Shoppers stare, whisper. No one steps in. Cops arrive at 11:15. They arrest Harper. During questioning he breaks and gives up Miller. Police grab her at home at 12:30. They have the video, the receipt, and witnesses. The final act happens in court. March 20, 2015 at the Portsmouth Magistrates Court. Harper gets 6 months in jail and ends up serving 3. Miller gets 4 months plus 100 hours of community work. They also get fines of £500 and compensation of £450. Their freedom basically dies because of their own stupidity. After this case Asda adds receipt scanners. They set a return limit of £100 without ID starting in 2016. CCTV with AI becomes a standard in stores. This theft becomes a classic lesson in British retail. Even small-time thieves cannot hide from cameras. Their screw-up helped make thousands of stores more secure. Holdup at Kangaroo Express in Pomona Park. March 17, 2003 around 10:45 at night. James R. Jimmy Wilson, 32 years old and unemployed mechanic from Pomona Park, Florida. He had 5 past arrests for driving drunk and small thefts. His life was full of poverty and meth addiction. His one dream was quick cash for a fix and some food. His fatal choice was going back to the store just minutes after the first theft. One weakness: hunger while high on meth. He grabs the stolen revolver. He does not notice the cameras. At first everything goes smooth. Wilson walks into the Kangaroo Express wearing a worn-out jacket. He demands the register with a knife. The clerk hands him $180 and a pack of Marlboro. He walks out on foot. The security camera catches him. 5 minutes later the robber comes back to steal a hot dog, this time with the revolver. He yells hot dog and cigarettes. The clerk recognizes him and hits the panic button. She stalls, taking her time making the hot dog. The first sign of trouble is sirens in the distance. Disaster hits fast. The store door swings open. 2 officers rush in with their guns aimed. Wilson stands by the counter chewing the hot dog. His hand is in his pocket on the revolver. His heart pounds and sweat runs down his face. In seconds they yell hands up. He freezes. The reaction is instant. The clerk whispers to her coworker it is him. A customer hides in the corner. The officers surround him. No shots. Wilson gives up. The officers cuff him and take the revolver. The hot dog drops to the floor. A drug test shows meth in his system. They question him right there. The tragedy ends in court. April 25, 2003 at the Putnam County Courthouse. He gets 15 years in prison for armed robbery and possession of a firearm. He served 12. Columbus, Ohio. Home invasion. Year 2008. It is a quiet evening in a regular neighborhood in Columbus. The night is getting closer, but the light inside one house is still warm and steady. And in those calm minutes 3 men walk up to the door, and everything starts sliding toward a disaster that no one can stop. Stefan Bennett, 20 years old, from Columbus, unemployed, skinny, wearing an old black hoodie. A guy who dreamed of only one thing: getting rich fast, not through work, not through effort, but through easy money he believed was waiting behind someone else's door. The choice that ruined everything came fast. Go inside, break in, threaten the homeowner, tie her up, do it with 2 partners who would vanish into the night and leave him alone. That was the start of a chain reaction that could not be undone. At first everything went the way he expected. 10, maybe 15 tense minutes. Harsh commands. Fear in the room. A gun held close. Cash, jewelry, electronics, all thrown into a bag. The woman stayed tied up but awake. Alive. The house stayed quiet. The intruders left. It looked like the night had swallowed the whole crime. But trouble started almost right away. The woman broke free. She called the police. She gave a detailed description, including the black hoodie and Bennett's thin build. And then came the moment that turned the case into pure absurdity. Less than 2 hours later, Stefan Bennett came back to the house. Alone, no weapon, wearing the exact same clothes. He knocked on the door and quietly, almost shyly, asked the woman to go on a date with him. He said, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Her blood froze instantly. The face, the voice, the clothes, no doubt, it was him. Her reaction was fast. She shut the door. She did not step outside. But she remembered every detail and told the police again. Sergeant Sean Laird heard the story and thought there was no way this could be real. And yet it was. The team identified the intruder almost instantly. No medics were needed, but detectives moved non-stop. Patrols searched the neighborhood, neighbors helped, and soon there was an arrest. Calm, no fight, as if he was walking right toward his own fate. The real ending came later in court. Bennett was charged with aggravated robbery, one of the most serious charges in the state of Ohio, possibly kidnapping, and several additional counts. In similar cases, the sentence is from 3 to 11 years in prison. His life cracked right at that moment, between his wish for easy money and the unbelievable mistake that brought him back to the scene. The community was stunned. Police used the case in training programs. People were reminded to stay alert. Local media called him the love-struck robber. But the story hid deeper. It became a reminder that cases in Columbus are not always solved fast.